From Brian's true origins to Peter's true intentions and whatever fucks up with this guy. Today we're exploring the full completed Family Guy conspiracy iceberg. And that's right, you heard me, we, because today I will be partnering and collabing with Family Guy Scary Theories.
Hi guys, I am Family Guy Scary Theories. It's an honor to be collabing with Family Guy Conspiracy. Also, I will be fulfilling some of the entries on today's list, and I am excited to be part of this video.
So without further ado, let's get right into it. Now the first entry I'll be doing is Family Guy is part of the same universe as The Simpsons. Now to a lot of you this may seem very obvious because they had that one crossover episode where Peter and Homer Simpson met. But before this, people actually speculated and theorized that they were part of the same universe before the two basically eventually confirmed it, since Peter and his family literally just drove to Springfield and met the Simpsons. Family Guy original pilot episode. This entry is about the original conception of Family Guy, which was called Larry and Steve, and actually wasn't that bad, but here, judge for yourself.
Hi there, my name's Steve. I'm a dog.
As you can tell by the Seth MacFarlane and the fact that this dog, which I think is Steve, is voiced by Seth MacFarlane, aka the same guy that voices Brian in the show, this was the original conception for Family Guy. Oh, and they also have their own version of Peter.
Oh, a dog that speaks English.
What?
You know, I once had a Jack Russell Terrier that spoke Dutch, but I couldn't understand a word he was saying.
Listen to me. If you don't get me out of here, I will be put to sleep. Are you listening? Do you understand me? You will be indirectly responsible for the resulting euthanasia.
Oh boy, they got enough kids over there as it is.
And that also is, I believe, the same guy that voices Peter, but sounds more like early seasons, like season 1 and 2 Peter, not the recent voice of Peter, which has changed over the ages due to mic quality or a different voice actor, I'm not sure, but yeah, this was the original conception of Family Guy. Stewie is gay. I mean, do I even gotta say anything for this one? Lil bro is mad zesty. If you watch Family Guy for a long enough period, you'll inevitably catch Stewie slipping up or acting a little zesty. But yeah, Stewie is basically gay, or he's closeted or bisexual or something of that nature. And yeah, that's pretty obvious. Same universe as American Dad. I'm gonna make this one quick because if you don't know, American Dad and Family Guy are made by the same guy, Seth MacFarlane, and they've shown multiple crossover gags / jokes, which means they're basically part of the same universe. So yeah, next. Stewie created the universe. Now I could just explain this entry to you, but I'll show you the clip.
Density. Check out the big brain on Brian. Good. Now take a look. The universe's cosmic background radiation, a kind of echo of the Big Bang, precisely matches the energy spectrum of my return pad.
What does that mean?
It means my return pad's explosion was the Big Bang.
But the Big Bang happened like billions of years ago.
No, we were outside the space-time continuum. Time and space didn't exist until my explosion, which means I created the universe, Brian.
That doesn't make any sense. You were born in the universe. How could you create it?
It's called a temporal causality loop. The universe created me, so I could create it, so it could create me, and so on.
That's the most incredible thing I've ever heard.
Peter's birth.
I went to Mexico to terminate my pregnancy. But God had other plans, and you were born right there. You were so beautiful, and I loved you.
Now, aside from baby Peter being the cutest thing I've seen all month, I originally had a theory for this, but then I realized that they actually animated his birth, so yeah, on to the next entry. Family Guy pipeline incident. Now, for those of you who aren't from TikTok, well, you're in for a treat.
That's the gatekeeper. We just show her the key, and we get free food. Yep, just keep it simple.
Now, if asked, we're brothers from Sweden. Same mom, different dad.
Well, shouldn't it be same dad, different mom?
No, the Swedes have a very long fertility window, Chris. Trust me on this. Remember, big accent.
Hey guys, FYI, breakfast is closing in 5 minutes.
Yeah!
Yeah!
We're doing it, Chris. Our cover story is working.
I'm looking for a pair of half-brothers with...
That is the Family Guy pipeline incident. One day, a random Family Guy clip channel just decided to put a massive jump scare in front of one of its videos, and it started an effect upon all the other Family Guy clip channels where you can't even watch Family Guy clips on TikTok in peace. And now on TikTok, other Family Guy clip channels are doing all these other types of memes and things to differentiate themselves from other ones. Very interesting what all the Family Guy clip channels are doing. All because of one Family Guy clip channel incident. Brian's mom. You will not believe the secret behind Brian's mom. No, I'm just joking. Obviously, it's a typo. I meant to say Brian's mom. In this episode, Brian finds out that his mom is dead and is actually a taxidermy, it's like coffee table in the episode. And I actually have an insane theory for this one, so I don't want to reveal too much. But it goes deeper into Brian's mom and how she's connected with the whole Brian CIA theory, if you know. And I'm going to cover this actually in my next YouTube video after this one. So stay tuned because a lot of interesting stuff is on the way. TV show within a TV show. This theory states, in short, that Family Guy is a TV show within a TV show. And honestly, this might not even be a theory, this might be genuine canon, because season 17, episode 6, I believe, they literally did a voiceover of a previous Family Guy episode. Like, that was the whole episode. So yeah, it's basically confirmed that Family Guy is a TV show within a TV show, and they're all the same family and they work as a studio to make the show. Peter is bi. This theory basically postulates that Peter may perhaps be a bisexual because, honestly, Peter does have some zesty tendencies and is not acting always completely straight. And if you remember that one episode where Quagmire has to pretend to get gay, or pretend to be gay, to not be married to that hooker anymore, Peter does not exactly need convincing to... to put his stick in the mud, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Peter's a bisexual.
This entry is for the Chris is adopted theory. Just watch this Family Guy clip.
Major problem, especially in the hands of someone like...
It was in a box with Chris's adoption papers. Oh, you heard nothing.
So what if it's true and Chris really is adopted? I know Peter and Lois, said Chris, nearly ripped Lois in half and they had to rearrange all her organs, but what if that's just what they want you to think and theory hiding the dark truth? This entry is for the theory about Quagmire's dad's real age. Okay, so as we all know, this is Quagmire's dad before his weird sex change surgery, and this is him after the surgery where he turned into a girl named Ida Davis. But something that will lead us to all wonder is how old is he? There's no actual evidence providing his literal age besides from Google saying he or she is 75, so all we can do now is assume, so technically he would be about 19 because Quagmire is 61 and Ida is 75. That's pretty young to have a kid.
The Boom is canon. This theory is about the Family Guy episode The Boom, which was a parody of the Y2K theory. And to explain it in more modern terms, basically people thought that what was going to happen in 2012 was going to happen in 2000. So a lot of people prepared because everyone thought it was going to be the end of the world. Except in Family Guy, 2000 is really the end of the world and there's a nuclear holocaust. And the theory goes like, at the end when Peter finds a Twinkie factory, he builds an entire new quahog, and that is where the rest of the Family Guy show is set. Now, is there any real evidence for this theory? No, not really. But after this, I will look into it more and see if I can perhaps piece something together, because this is a very interesting occurrence and very interesting theory that is postulated, in my opinion. Lois is having an affair. This one is also barely a theory because it's kind of blatant. I mean, Lois kissed Meg's boyfriend, the cinnamon-skinned Target lady. What else? The guy that she got caught having dinner with during the Asian massage episode. And yeah, Naomi in college. She is pretty sure she's having an affair on Peter.
This entry is for the Dr. Hartman isn't actually a real doctor. I can't really explain it, so just watch this clip.
This is Meg. She's shadowing me today. And boy, could she put the applesauce away in the commissary.
Hi.
Little tip, Meg. The inside of this folder has a diagram of the human body. Kind of a cheat sheet. Now see, right now I'm listening for cancer.
Do you mean his heartbeat?
Maybe. Here, you take a turn.
Wow, your heartbeat sounds a little fast. Do you smoke?
Actually, I do.
Ah, me too. Isn't it great?
Well, that's bad for you. You shouldn't do it. It raises your heart rate and can lead to emphysema or cancer.
That's impressive, Meg.
It's no big deal. It's just stuff I learned in health class.
Well, you're clearly a bright young lady. And you've got quite a head on your shoulders.
Thanks.
Dr. Hartman, you just got this urgent message?
Oh, dear. Prilosec, huh?
No, it's below that.
Oh. Oh, my God. Meg, I'm afraid my brother just tried to kill himself in prison. I have to go. You're gonna have to take things from here, I guess.
What? What are you talking about?
Well, you now know about as much as I do about this whole doctor thing.
But I have no formal medical training.
Ah, you'll be fine. I think that book on the shelf has most of the stuff in there. And don't forget the cheat sheet if you need a helping hand.
Dr. Hartman is a huge fucking dumbass. He doesn't know the human body when he's a doctor, and he doesn't even know things about a doctor. Even Meg learned more in health class than he knows about medical things.
Quagmire's real age. For those that don't know, Quagmire is actually 61 or late 60s years old, which is not significantly, but considerably older than all the other guys in the group. And he attributes mess up blow on that one, his young age and his looks to carrots, quite simply. Just carrots. The Stewie theory. Now, I'm not going to get too much into this one since I already did a full-length video on my channel about the Stewie theory, but basically it entails that Stewie is actually the coordinator and secret composer of the entire Family Guy show, and that explains its weird tropes like cutaways and gags and all that, and how characters can have their heads ripped off but suddenly in the next scene be alive again. And it actually goes into a very interesting place, so I suggest you check it out on my channel, the Stewie theory. Guys are murderers. This theory in particular actually oddly has a lot of evidence to back it up. Now, Peter, Cleveland, Joe, and Quagmire may not be malicious serial killers, but they certainly aren't adverse to driving drunk and thus occurring casualties whilst driving under the influence. However, this theory may also be in reference to that one episode where they all wrote their own scary story about how they killed a guy and had to cover it up and then live with the guilt of killing a man. Meg is a Russian spy.
Wow, you look exactly like me. Yes, I'm not actually part of sperm donation thing. I'm your secret clone. We have been orphan blacked, and you soon will be dead. Meg, where are you? I'm right here, Mom.
Now, if that clip has context, I think you can guess where this theory came from. In that one episode, Meg was killed and officially replaced by a Russian spy. And also, in a later episode, I believe, someone said a secret code word that was like, wow, that Italian family over there is quite quiet, and Meg, secret Russian programming activated. So, there's actually some very big credence to this theory, oddly enough.
working with you for some time now, I believe you are affecting your weird behaviors. You are doing deliberately odd things to mask dark, maybe even criminal activities. You are 100% aware of what you're doing. I think you're a dangerous sociopath.
Cleveland, let me tell you something. You're absolutely right. Well, time to put on my spaghetti.
Now, as I specified, only OGs know that clip, and Mayor West is purposely acting insane to mask dark and criminal activities, and in the real Glenn Quagmire theory, we even get a glimpse into those criminal activities. I mean, how do you think he got the pass for all sexual activities in Quahog? Makes you think. Ernie fights for Lois.
You know, even though you and Peter have your differences, I'm glad it hasn't affected our friendship.
Us redheads have to stay together, right?
So this is Stuck at Work.
Honey, please. Lois is a friend.
Really, Nicole, you got the wrong idea.
How does this bitch know my name?
Bitch? Okay, ho.
Oh, I'm gonna enjoy this.
Come on now, ladies.
Now, the theory you can see goes for this one that Ernie, the chicken that fights Peter every couple of seasons or whatever, they haven't done one in a while, so I don't know, fights Peter because he secretly wants Lois from Peter, which wouldn't be a new storyline because, you know, Quagmire and Brian also want Lois, so there's clearly fierce competition around that woman, and it would not make no sense. And to boot, in the scene, Ernie lied about seeing Lois, you know. But of course, she's under the impression that they're just friends, but I feel Ernie's intentions are a bit more serious than Lois anticipates. Chris is not human. Now, this theory postulates exactly what it sounds, that Chris is not a human. But then, what is he? Well, before we get ahead of ourselves, let's explain why we think Chris is not a human. This would be because of his monstrous brute strength that is repeatedly shown off and is kind of his part of his overall character. And also the fact that he, out of everyone in the family, he is shown the least by far out of everyone. While there may be no tangible evidence for this besides a random cutaway, there is something just off about Chris Griffin, in my opinion at least. And with that, part 1 of the Family Guy Conspiracy Iceberg has been concluded, but stick around for in part 2 we cover the depths and abyss. See you in part 2.